The rain lashed down on Saturday afternoon at Netherdale, where Gala faced off against Bordemur in game week 5 of the Tenants National League 1. Gala will have been itching to carry on their winning ways, having soundly beaten both Kelso and Heriot in the previous 2 weeks' fixtures. This attempt to continue their good form got off to a great start, with the Maroons putting a try past the opposition in the opening 5 minutes of the match. Winger Andrew Mitchell picked up the ball out wide after a looping pass from Craig Dodds and skidded in over the try line, putting Gala 5 points to the good. Craig Dodds then got himself on the score sheet 10 minutes later when he slotted a penalty from a fairly simple angle to put the home side up to 8-0. From here on out it was a tough fought game though, with both sides struggling to make any sort of dent in the opposition defence. Extended periods in both teams' halves followed throughout the first 40 minutes, and defences held so well that this 8-0 scoreline carried through right into half-time. Come the second half though, and Gala struck within the first 5 minutes again, and in almost the exact same fashion as the first. Craig Dodds sent a spiralling pass out wide again after a ruck by the posts, but this time it was fullback Scott Peppers who got onto the end of it, and he crashed over the whitewash to make it 13-0. Gala certainly seemed to find their rhythm a bit more in the second half, proving true when Fergus Johnston added to the scoresheet in the 53rd minute. Picking up the ball out on the right wing, Johnston duked past his last man and dived over, adding another 5 points to the board. Andrew Mitchell sprang up again just past the hour mark when some quick hands from the back line found the winger out wide, making for a simple try in the corner. This marked a brace for Mitchell and a 4th try for the Maroons. Craig Dodds added the conversion, making it 25-0. The final try of the day was another brace, this time for Scott Peppers, who picked up the ball at pace and shrugged off his defender, tumbling over the try line for the 5th try of the match, with Craig Dodds adding the conversion again. There was no response from Boroughmuir after this final nail in the coffin, and the visitors were left empty-handed at Netherdale on the day, the final score being Gala 32, Boroughmuir 0.
It was a good game for us. I think it was scrappy. The weather wasn't great. We just had to come out and get the result. We knew, didn't want to get complacent. We've had some big wins behind us in that, so we thought we just wanted to come out here and perform on a bad day, and we did that. So pretty pleased onwards and upwards. I think big thing for us is to just keep our defence really good. Discipline, I think sometimes we can work on it. It's going in the right direction though. Especially, it's been, so we're only 4 or 5 games in and we've had a big hiatus for rugby, but I think we're going in the right direction and we just need to keep building.
Both teams went into this one having won all their games thus far with a bonus point, so something had to give at Hartree Mill. And it was a game of 2 halves from a weather perspective, the first half being a slugfest dictated by some biblical rain. Both sides battled manfully, but 2 100-yard penalties were all that troubled the scorers as Biggar led 6-0 at the break. But lo and behold, at half-time the rain stopped, the wind dropped and the sun came out, and it was Biggar who adapted better, winger Michael Gilder scoring after sustained pressure, skipper Andy Jardine with a tricky conversion. Then prop Donald Vos scored the next try, rampaging over from 25 metres, Jardine converting with some aplomb to take it to 20-0. There was a consolation score for Melrose, Strew and Hutchison diving over towards the end, but that was as good as it got for the visitors. So, a game dictated by the conditions, with Biggar adapting much better. Not one for summer rugby enthusiasts, but Craig Borthwick and his charges won't give a damn about that. Final score here at Hartree Mill, it's Biggar 20, Melrose 5.
So Bruce, you said last week that this would be a sterner test, and it turned out to be exactly that.
You're absolutely right. We knew it'd be tough here, and we saw the conditions, and everybody was saturated 20 minutes before you started the game. But it's always going to be difficult to come to Biggar. They play their style and brandy rugby really effectively, and with the conditions and everything else, it's always going to be an uphill task for us today. We did play well in parts, and we deserved a try at the end, but full credit to Biggar, credit where credit's due. They played well and they stuck to their game plan, and really for large parts of that game we weren't in it at all.
So Craig, filthy wet conditions, Melrose coming to town, forward battle, that's just about got to be Craig Borthwick's perfect scenario.
Yeah, you don't get much better than this. Whoever says summer rugby is a thing, then they can forget about that. This is the way rugby is. It shows heart, and boys stuck in well today and shined through in the end. So good result.
We went down 35-25 at Millbrae. Typical wet day conditions. The rain did stay off, but it was wet underfoot. We got off to a great start. Robbie Tweedy scored in the corner, put us 7-0 up. 7-3, 10-3 to Kelso, 10-6. At that point, in about the 30-minute mark, we've unfortunately got a red card. Our captain Andy Tate got a red card for a ledge punch, which then obviously put us under a lot of pressure for the rest of the game. So we just kept plugging away and we stayed in the game. We were 15-11 up at half time, and Ayr came out and got a sloppy try from our point of view. We tried to run a move from our own half that broke down, and they latched on to that and went ahead 18-15. We came back to 18 all, 21-18 air after that, and it was really tense, but two long range tries from the length of the field pretty much from air sealed the win at 35-18 at that point. But we did get a consolation with a couple of minutes to go to make it 35-25. From our point of view, really unlucky not to come away with something from the game. Lots to learn, pretty naive for some of our younger lads. Just got to learn that keeping the ball at the right time, kick the ball at the right time. We just made some really silly errors at times, but ultimately it's a learning curve, and we're still on the up. We feel as a club with this result, it was always going to be tough coming to here, but we ultimately made it a almost impossible task going down to 14 men so early in the game. But we'll get our heads up and ready for bigger next week.
First half was really tight. For a lot of it, we led 7-3 and then conceded a soft try before the break. We were going in 10-3 down when we should have been 7-3 up. It was a big momentum change for us second half, and then fair play GHK, they defended really well. We never got any attack going. Can't have any complaints, and I think their team won today.
What pleased you the most about today's performance?
Guys stuck in really well. First half we had our chances. We came up against a really well drilled outfit against GHK, and in the game right up until the end of the game, we lost a try towards the end there that makes us flatters down a wee bit in the scoreline. But that was it. We worked hard.
Berwick came very close to ending last week's winning run in National 3 as they went down to a last gasp converted try. They had started positively and had such control in all areas of the game that last week had only 2 visits into the Berwick 22 during the first half. However, the visitors had only 3 penalties by Jack Webster to show for their dominance in this period in which both home flankers had spent time in the sin bin. Last week started the second half with greater purpose, which soon yielded a forwards try for their hooker Darren Tiffany. Centre Matt Smith converted from wide out. On the hour mark, last week took advantage of a Berwick defensive error, and scrum half Russell Gladstone scored a try which Smith converted. 6 minutes later, Berwick regained the lead when they handled well down the left to allow wing Aidan Rosie to show his speed and agility in scoring a try which Webster converted. Last week gained the win in the final period of pressure when their captain, lock Stephen Hunter, went over at the post for a try which Smith again converted, making the result at Hawthorne Den last week 21, Berwick 19.
Yeah, well, it's deeply disappointing losing the last kick of the game, really. But I've just said to the boys there that the performance was there this week. Everybody left their heart and soul on the pitch, and I couldn't ask for any more for the boys this week. Tremendous effort, but just so bitter pill to swallow at the end of the game.